Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and just look at this beautiful chart. While I'm recording this video, XRP's price is continuing to climb. We are seeing it on a nearly day high. We're just a little bit off from that. We are above $1.16. And at the end of the video, I'll actually dive a little bit more into the price chart. But first, let's go over some of the latest major news. When we look at the general crypto market, it is not just XRP that's seeing a nice climb. We've got Bitcoin up over 11%. I really want to stress that to you guys. Think about how big Bitcoin is, how much money it would take to move it, any kind of a percentage. For Bitcoin to move over 11% is absolutely unheard of. Ethereum up 19%, Hype up 22%, BNB 6.7, XRP 15.5, Solana 12.4. It is doing phenomenal. Even Shiba Inu, meme coins, right? They're up about 10%. Now, Trump just said the United States may buy sizable amounts of Bitcoin. Everyone heard Bitcoin, almost nobody caught the rest. Quote, and other cryptocurrencies. Now, connect the paper trail. March 2025, Trump names XRP by name in his announcement of the U.S. Crypto Reserve. His executive order then created two vehicles, a strategic Bitcoin reserve and a digital asset stockpile for assets like XRP. The order's own text says the stockpile can grow through, quote, further executive or legislative action. The legal door is already written. And when Trump said buying is on the table, Ripple was in the room. Same summit, same table as the SEC and CFTC chairs. So the question is not whether XRP could ever make the list. Trump already put it in there in writing. One signature opens the floodgates. And XRP flips the switch. It added 11, get this, billion dollars to its market cap. That's crazy. One day, $11 billion. And when we talk about the bigger picture, this is actually reported earlier, $2.66 billion in shorts liquidated in 24 hours. The biggest short liquidation in crypto history. This is the biggest short squeeze in crypto history, and the crazy part is there was no news or catalyst that could have pushed the price like this. I've never seen anything like this, and I've seen a lot of stuff since 2016 that's coming from Ash Crypto. So there are two possibilities. Number one, insiders know the Clarity Act is passing in September and loaded up aggressively, triggering liquidations. Two, a big entity used thin liquidity to push the price higher with intense buying, purposely triggering forced short liquidations, and this move caught everyone off guard. What do you guys think? This is absolutely mind-blowing. In the last 24 hours, now look at this, $3.35 billion worth of shorts have been liquidated across the crypto market. 188,000 traders liquidated. It's happening. So yeah, we went from right here, let's see, where did it go? We went from 2.66 billion to 3.35 billion, getting close to almost an additional $1 billion since that previous reporting. Did one US Treasury announcement just send Bitcoin to a new 80-day high in less than 24 hours? So Bitcoin surged 12% to $72,000, hitting its highest level in 80 days, and possibly the move didn't even start in crypto. The Treasury announced it will at least double long-term bond buybacks from $2 billion to at least $4 billion per operation starting September 9th. Within hours, the 30-year Treasury yield crashed from a 2007 high of 5.337% to around 5.18%. The DXY also dropped 0.71%. And this is where Bitcoin benefits. When Treasury yields fall, investors earn less for holding government bonds, making non-yielding assets like Bitcoin and gold relatively more attractive. At the same time, falling yields can weaken the dollar. Since Bitcoin and gold are priced in dollars, a weaker dollar can provide another tailwind to their prices. That combination pushed money toward risk and scarce assets, while the sudden rally forced bearish traders out of their positions. Nearly $3 billion in crypto shorts were liquidated in a single day. It's even more than that now. The highest ever short liquidation, and the bigger Treasury buybacks haven't even started yet. And from Brad Garlinghouse, a big post. Great to be back at the White House today alongside Donald Trump, Paul Atkins, Chairman Selig, and leaders across the crypto industry. The big picture has never been clearer. 67 million Americans hold crypto today. That's nearly 1 in 4. Crypto is not a fringe industry, and Washington, D.C. knows the crypto voter is alive and well. This president's incredible commitment to innovation and leadership around digital assets in the U.S. has been profound. The future is bright. These are the words coming from Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple. The total U.S. debt has officially hit $40 trillion for the first time in history, so that part's not good. It's not good to be in $40 trillion of debt. So some good news with crypto, a little bit of bad news, some other spots. But we have even more news. The president of ECB was giving you signs that XRP was the chosen one. Ripple got the institutional green light with over 75 global licenses, including Europe's. Europe chose Ripple and handed it multiple MiCA licenses, those EMI and CASP. Ripple earned passporting rights across 30 EEA countries by securing the dual licenses. The UK included Ripple in its tokenization task force along with JP Morgan and BlackRock. XRP is quietly leaving exchanges. XRP reserves across Upbit, Binance, and Bithumb have fallen about 240 million since early summer, crypto quant analyst Amir Taha reported. Combined reserves now stand at roughly 10.84 billion XRP, down 2.2%. Binance recorded the largest decline, with reserves falling 3.7% to 2.62 billion XRP. Upbit remains dominant, holding around 6.4 billion XRP despite a smaller decline. Upbit and Bithumb together control nearly 76% of tracked XRP exchange reserves. And Ripple Payments is live, SOC2 ISO 27001 compliant, and uses ISO 20022 messaging. But if you still don't know how it works, here's the details pulled directly from Ripple's API documentation. Ripple Payments flow simplified. Number 1, send a $50,000 from your Aussie bank to Ripple. You pre-fund your Ripple payment account. Number 2, call their API to get a live quote, Australian dollar to USD. This queries and uses on-chain FX market makers and exchanges, including XRP currency pairs. And this returns a quote ID. Number 3, accept the quote, i.e., are you happy? Then move to step 4. Number 4, call the payment API using the quote ID. Ripple moves the money behind the scenes using RLUSD, XRP, or other rails. This is done behind the scenes. The calling party don't know what's going on and don't care. Lots of transactions use XRP and RLUSD, bridging both on and off chain. Number 5, USD lands in the US bank account. Local payout partner will pay into the target bank account. Quote step, Ripple checks live rates and available liquidity and locks in the price. Move money step, Ripple picks the best path and pays out on the other side. Real production API, not theory. Now the system is heavily controlled, compliant, monitored, audited, and has SOC 21111 and ISO 27001, as well as the following licenses. So you have AFSL, Australia via acquisition, money transmitter licenses. You have NY Bit license, NY Limited Purpose Trust Charter, and the list just goes on. Now, if you were a company who wanted to, say, use Bitcoin to send money, you'd be looking at about $10 million to set up compliant systems, then a $2 million per year operating cost to run and maintain the licenses and certifications. This is why people simply use Ripple. They set all this up, they spend $100 million or hundreds of millions of dollars building and acquiring all the parts. And then from Vincent Van Code, he says that you're welcome to ask him questions. Now let's go ahead and go take a look at what's going on with XRP's price movement. So we are above $1.16.5. This is a great position to be in. First off, volume absolutely skyrocketed on Wednesday. And then here we are in the new day, looking really good. We are already past the volume that we had back on Thursday, August 6th. More than likely, going to pass the volume from August 11th. Might even pass the volume from August 7th if this really decides on want to keep making a strong rally. Where we are now is above the median line of the Fibonacci retracement zone. That's at $1.13.5. So breaking above that means that we are now technically closer to $1.40 than we are to 86.5 cents. All right, so we did hold the line at $1. There were a couple moments there where it did drop down a little bit. But as you guys can see, drop, 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 started to make a climb up. Now, the question is this going to be a fake out? I really, really hope not. When we zoom out even more, you guys can see that there is a history of it dropping down, looking like it's starting to make a climb, drops down hard, maybe makes a really nice rally, continues just progressively dropping down, making the climb up, drops. It just repeatedly, right? And these nice climbs, things appear all fine and dandy, and then lo and behold, it just keeps dropping. So I am personally optimistic, but I'm also skeptical that we're going to see a massive rally in such a short amount of time. Just given the past history of this, it shows a specific trend. I think that the trend overall has been broken, so it's more likely that it's going to go up than not. But I am not going to be one of those people that just tries to paint this picture to you guys that it's definitely not going to. I'm not going to be saying that. All right, I'm still a little bit on edge with this, especially with these two major candles here. Some selling pressure is very likely here in the next few days. Hopefully this will make a run up though, and we'll see another test around $1.40. That's what I got for you in today's video. Thank you so much. God bless, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.